Good work dealing with that spy. You please, Stalin. Make sure you never disappoint him. Now, I have a special task for you. We are amassing for our attack on Berlin. The Allies are aware of this, so we are going to, how do they say, throw them a bone? I want you to create a diversion. Occupy their troops until we can drop soldiers behind their lines. Once the troops are in, use the soldiers to cut off Allied communications. With no early warning. We can take Berlin by surprise.
Yes, affirmative.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Comrade, affirmative.
Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative.
New construction options. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Comrade. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle affirmative. Vehicle affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Vehicle affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Reporting. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
New construction options.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, reporting. Sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Comrade,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes,
Unit
sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting. Agreed. 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 At once. Agreed. Agreed. At once. Waiting affirmative. Order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Lost.
Affirmative.
Reporting.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Have arrived.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade, acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Awaiting
Building.
orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Awaiting or acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Affirmative. 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 Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
First objective met. Unit ready. Building.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Insufficient.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Second objective.
Comrade.
Mission accomplished.